Hey Crushers, Young here, bringing you another video in our series called Heroes Magnified, where we will be taking an in-depth look at heroes and really honing in on what makes them individually good or bad. Today's video will be focusing on Spike. Before we get started, if you have any questions or comments after watching this video, I would encourage you to leave them in the comment section below, or you can reach out to me through the official Discord, which you can access through the settings of the game located here in the community section. I would also ask you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, that way you can catch all my videos when they come out, and stay up to date on all the latest Crush Them All news and information. I would also like to take a moment to give a special thanks to Godsey Lab for sponsoring today's video. As a reminder, my private Discord server is open to the public, and I'd love if you joined. You can discuss CTA with other fans, as well as with myself. I've linked my Discord server in the description below this video, so feel free to pop in. We're also needing your votes on what hero will be covered in the next Heroes Magnified video. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and let me know what you'd prefer to see next between Scud and Sorrow. It's going to be one of these two. Sorrow and, oops, almost went too far, and Scud. It's going to be one of these guys. So, the hero with the most votes will be shown next time. Now today's video is going to be focusing on Spike. Come back down here and we'll get Spike pulled up. Now Spike is one of the staple heroes for new users and is often recommended by veteran players. Most often it is recommended to build Spike as a wall and Skeleton Giant as a bruiser. Some users say to do exactly the opposite, so experiment with both and see which you personally prefer. We're going to look at and discuss both options for builds and discuss some of the major opinions others have for Spike. Pookie, or PK Roman numeral 3, and Medev ranked Spike as a B-class hero for PvP modes in their PvP tier list. The PvP tier list factors in several things such as how easy it is to get medals for the hero, as well as acquiring runes to make an optimal build for the hero. Personally, I'd say that Spike and Skeleton Giant both would probably be ranked A or even A+ for newer players, and B for more experienced players who have other heroes already. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you've opted to start by building Spike instead of Skeleton Giant as first hero, you'll want to build him as a mixed hero to start with, until you build him into one of the traditional tank builds. Meaning that the runes that you start off with, you're going to want likely damage with attack primary and vitality with HP primary. You can flip-flop any of those, so if you have a damage rune with HP primary or a vitality rune with attack primary, that isn't a big deal, and you can use those until you've built up another frontline tank and then change your runes around as needed. For a more in-depth overview on runes, you should check out the rune video I made, which I've linked in the description below this video. Now, as I'd mentioned, the general recommendation is to use Spike as a wall tank because he has a lower base attack and a higher base HP than Skeleton Giant does. Meaning, you'll want to build him to survive as long as possible, and his damage capabilities are not relevant whatsoever. Vitality runes with HP primary, Nimble with HP primary, and Stunning runes with HP primary are the general recommendation since Spike can deal stun effect to enemy heroes. If you are using a different hero as your wall tank and you're going to use Spike as your bruiser, then you'll want to give him damage with attack primary, swift with attack per second or attack primary, and stunning with attack per second or attack primary. You'll also want to make sure he has more attack range than your wall tank so that he stands behind it. However, I will stress that Spike is considered to be a better wall tank than Bruiser, and most players recommend having him at the front. Now there are a lot of heroes that will help support Spike. Early DPS heroes such as Sorrow, Skeleton Giant when built as a Bruiser, and Dark Hunter are all excellent choices to go with him. Another good early hero to pair Spike with is Merlinis. Merlinis provides a lot of early game healing capabilities and can be useful in supporting your Spike. Sadly, though, Spike is not very good at PvE modes such as guild raid events and staging. It's not necessarily the worst choice for either mode, but better choices exist and should be used instead. If you need additional help with your staging team, be sure to check out the staging that I've linked in the description below this video. In regards to awakening materials, it is important to give some awakenings to Spike, but you don't want to take it too far. I personally only recommend 5 awakened stars at most on Spike. This makes him viable without over-investing into him, which will hurt your long-term progression. If you're needing help with expeditions and awakened materials, check out my 2x expedition quick guide, which I've linked in the description below this video. There are a lot of really great resources covering heroes in general, including Spike and many of the other heroes mentioned in today's video. I recommend checking out some of those resources, such as the CTA Hero Encyclopedia made by Mr. Moogle. I've linked that particular guide in the description below this video if you'd be interested in checking that out too. Now, as I conclude today's video, I would like to give a special acknowledgement to King Richard for making the thumbnail for today's video. I'd like to thank the Discord users who helped contribute to this video. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Moogle, Flocky, and Pi. I'd like to give a thanks to you as well for watching my videos and continuing your support. I would like to thank those of you who are interested in donating to this channel. The link for my Patreon is linked in the description below. And finally, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who take the time specifically to reach out to me. You guys motivate me to keep making videos like these. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching.